All right, welcome back. We are going to continue jumping right into the story with Michelle changing her mind and saying, you know what, let's just be friends. All right, so here it is. Like I said before, I said God literally heard his name being used in a manner that he like, look, I didn't approve that. I didn't agree with it. That's not where I was going with this. Stop it. Because I, I don't have you for him. And like, look, little son, I don't have her for you. Like, did you? I don't know where the wires went crossed, but I sent you the message. I gave you the dream. That's the message right there. That's it. All right. Guess he ain't getting it, but all right, he a jarhead, but he'll figure it out because that's not who I have for him. So here it is. I am thinking Michelle is just trying to get back at me. Like she probably thought the fight was in my favor, so now she got to be like, let's just be friends to get at me. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, oh come on, girls, man, why you gotta do this to me? Like you don't gotta play no more games. Like I really do care about you, and I don't wanna fight no more. Like you're right. I ask God, and in my heart, I already know you're the one. So I'm telling her like, come on, babe, stop, don't do that. I get it. You win. I'll do anything for you. All right, please don't play with me right now. She's like, no, seriously. Like let's just be friends. Like we're always fighting. And so I'm like, now I'm really like my angel's like touching my heart. Like, yeah, she's serious, bro. Like she's not playing. She just wants to be friends with you, bro. So now I'm like starting to feel some type of way. I'm almost in a sense like I'm about to panic. I'm like, okay, okay, hold on. Let me like chill. I'm about to come to you right now. We're gonna talk about this, all right? Because I feel like you just gotta see me. You miss me, and you're trying to, push some buttons real quick. So because of that mindset, I'll come to you. And she's like, no, you don't even need to. Like really, like I'm okay with it. And plus I gotta go to work, so like let's just leave it at that. Let's just be friends. We'll be cool. We'll still chill and talk and stuff like that. And like I'm like, okay, but before you make this final decision, let's just sit and talk about it. And then if you feel the same way, I'll let you have that feeling and I'll be your friend. So it's like, all right, okay. So she's like, literally just not, she don't care. She straight thug with that. She was like, look, I just want to be your friend. And I'm sitting here not understanding this. So I drive about the hour and a half, 2 hour distance. 'Cause like I said, that's how far she lived away from me. And I drive all the way to her. And when I drive to her, I meet her at work, so she can go on her lunch break. So I text her, like, hey, I'm here. And she's like, okay, well, I'm going to take my lunch. The next thing you know, I hear a little tip of the horn, next to me. And this is real sad. It kind of broke my heart because even looking back at it, I kind of feel bad. But I hear the horn tip, and here it is. It's her dad, in his truck, lifted up, with his shotgun. Now Michelle, she a little, we'll say the daughter of America, all right. And if you don't know what that means, if blonde hair and blue eyes don't ring a bell, then you'll understand what I mean. Her dad was in his pickup truck with his shotgun, and I'm in the middle of the country town. This ain't no place for a black man. We'll say it like that, right? So he's looking at me and he's telling me in a serious face, and this guy who was supposed to be cool with me, he's like, whatever she says goes. In the most serious tone, not bullshit, not playing like as if I was a threat to him and his family. He was making sure he shut that shit down. He wasn't giving it no opportunity. So I was like, yeah, of course, okay. Like, I never was a threat, never would be a threat to you, but so now I'm kind of like blown back a little bit, like dang, I just said I was coming out here and this is what I'm coming to meet. Like I'm trying to fight for love here, but all right, I'll stand by. So I walk into her job, which is she worked as a waitress in a bar, and let's just say the environment of that bar, It felt like everybody knew what was going to happen except for me. It was extremely quiet. And when I walked in, it was like everybody's eyes was on me. I'm like, yo, what is going on? So I see Michelle coming out of the kitchen, and she's like whispering to some of her coworker, her friends. You know how girls gossip. And so as she's whispering and coming out to me, I'm sitting down. Like I said, everybody's just looking. I don't know if it's because I was the only black person in that town or at the bar, and they were surprised to see me, or if they knew exactly what was gonna go on. Whatever the case may be, it was so quiet. I'm thinking in the back of my head, why is the jukebox not playing? Like, come on, there should be some music in this bar or something. Like, y'all gossip, y'all talk a little bit. Like, you know how people be talking in the bar a lot. Like, none of that was going on. It was quiet. You could hear Michelle and I's conversation was about to have. Everybody was about to hear the breakup, because that's what was happening to this at this point. The breakup. She comes to the table. So I'm like, you want to sit down? She's like, no, no, I'm good. So already get embarrassed, just shut down. Like, she's not having it. And like I said, her dad said outside, she said, whatever she says, go. So I'm like, look, I don't want no problem here. I know how y'all like quick to lynch up out here. So let me just leave it at that. I ain't gonna do the most. She don't want to sit down. She don't want to sit down. So now my heart's pounding in my chest. I'm like, she's serious. There's no turning back from this. And I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna date, huh? She's like, no, just want to be friends. Shoot, even at this point, like I don't even know. I don't want it. So now I'm just getting ready to break down, and I'm like, all right, I clearly I came out here for nothing. We weren't gonna talk. Everything's already set up and in motion. So I'll leave it alone. Sorry, yep, cool. I gotta get back to work anyway. Just dismissed like that. So I said, all right. I took off, and she done put any little gift, trinket, or whatever I gave her in a box, handed that box to me, and just went right back to work. I went in the car, and I was just devastated. I was more than devastated. Like I said before in the beginning, I said, ain't nobody gave me attention. I didn't really, shit, I never dated in high school to even say I had a little high school sweetheart. Ain't nobody gave me attention like that. She was the only one to give me attention. So when I said I was completely heartbroken, when I was devastated, I was breaking down, crying, screaming, shouting. I'm talking snot coming down. I'm giving myself a migraine. I cried so much, there's no more tears that could come out. My eyes was gonna pop out. I was, I couldn't cry. I was losing my voice shouting. I literally did not want to live in that moment. I literally felt suicidal to the point where, and I'm not encouraging this. This is just my story. This is what I was feeling. This is what I was going through. I literally was I was just gonna just drive into oncoming traffic. Let's just be real. I was that hurt. I felt like nobody else would ever want me. I'm garbage. I broke down. I broke down. I couldn't handle it. That pain was way too much for me. I gave up on life at that point. At that point, I gave up on life. I promise you, if it wasn't for the miracle that God was like, look, God said, when I tell you God has something else planned for me, just the beginning of this process, I told you she's an hour and a half, 2 hours away from me, right? Every day I would drive to see her. That the road would be just heavy with traffic. Like I'm talking, you'll see trailers with animals on there, families going road trips, semi trucks going. Like the road is busy. That day, it's like God knew how hurt I was. He knew how much pain I was in. He knew I would do it in a heartbeat. I won't hesitate. I won't, and I'd make sure I succeed with it to a point where for a whole hour I didn't see one vehicle, not one vehicle coming opposite way of traffic. And these roads be narrow in a country town, just going. And like I told you, it be heavy traffic. But this particular time of day, this day, you telling me not one vehicle, not even a little buggy, before I could say, just not one was driving opposite of me. I was just waiting. I promise you, I was so hurt. I was waiting. I'm like, look, the next. I was hoping a bridge would come up so I can just tip my car off that bridge. Like I was done living. I was done. I was done. I was that hurt. So for the hour that I'm not seeing traffic and I'm feeling this pain and I'm really hurting. I'm in the suck right now. I start to just think back to the dream. And I'm like, what is this bullshit about? And I'm absolutely just cussing, yelling. I'm angry with God. I'm like, you want to put me through this? What have I done to you? All I do is pray. I fast. I read the Bible. All I do is love you. And I'm going through this? Yo, I didn't hold back my frustration, my anger, nothing back at God. I said, I'm going atheist. I don't believe in a God no more. I'm done with you. Like I don't believe at all. I can't go through this and there be a living God. No, I don't believe it. I'm done. Ain't nobody can tell me there is a God. I don't believe it. I'm finna hang with Tom Cruise. I'm finna hang with all the non-believers. I'm done. There ain't no God. There ain't no God. I'm done with you. And so as I'm cussing and I'm going arguing with God, I'm like, look, sending me a dream about Demi. Demi? Demi? Who the is Demi? Who? And oh man, yo, this, and I gotta say this right off the bat. The pain I was in for me to talk the way that I talk to God, like that's some blasphemous stuff right there. But when I say He allowed me to do that, let me go ahead and say this, and I'll elaborate a little bit more on it, continuing the story. For anybody who don't believe in God, any atheists out there, any non-believers, please don't do what I'm doing in this story. I feel like my story, I can do that because the way how I was raised is completely blind faith. It's completely blind faith. Like growing up, grandmother being a minister, she would teach us about devotion. I started fasting when I was really young, like 5 years old. She was teaching me. We would have devotions, we would pray, we would read the Bible together. You know, she would teach me. Like I said, she's a minister. She would teach me about God. And I grew up with the mindset in believing in God without seeing Him. My grandmother just taught me that way. Like, just believe there's a God that He sent His Son to die for our sins. And He's a loving God. And He's a vengeful God. And she would teach us everything. And so I believed in God ever since I was a kid. I never let go of that feeling. There'd be times I'd just be talking in my heart to God, and I never let go of Him. I've always believed since I was a kid in God. So for me to get to the point where I've been through a lot of struggles. I've never given up on God. I've never turned my back. I've always prayed. I've always believed. To get into this point to say what I'm saying to Him, it's not like I'm trying to test Him because I don't believe in a God. And it's like, prove to me you are a God. I'm gonna jump off this cliff and you gonna have to make me fly for me to believe it. Like, no. Before y'all think like y'all can do it the same thing I did and think y'all gonna get answers. I first of all, one, I really don't know, but two, just don't do it. And I'm not trying to encourage that mindset. I think it would be disrespectful if you never believed in him to just try to test him out like that. Like, no, I believed in him for the longest, since I was like a baby, to this point where I'm feeling hurt and I just feel like he neglected me, and I've been giving him all the attention and praise and worship. And for me to go through this, I really did feel bad. So, with that said, continuing the story, as I'm like yelling and cussing, next thing's next. Like I said, I started like, who is Demi? Like, why are you sending me dreams of Demi? And so I'm like, I have Michelle. Michelle's the perfect one. She's right here. Demi's in California. How you gonna go send me a dream about somebody way over there when I got somebody right here that can take care of me and love me, who I love, who is the one? I'm like, I felt disrespected, and I'm really just going against God. So here it is. I'm calming down because I'm like, you know what? Now this is some, like I said, God done let me go to the extreme levels. Cause at this point, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be the one to just throw you out the woodworks, right? I don't want to just blaspheme and just forget about you without having checking all the boxes, so to speak, dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's. Or how I like to do it, I like to flip it, dotting all the T's and crossing all the I's. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? I am going to put you to the test. You want me to believe in you? You want me to praise you? You want me to pray to you, huh? Worship you and everything. Okay. You showed me a dream about Demi, right? All right. If you don't deliver, if you don't show me that you are a living God, by showing me Demi, by giving me some sort of sign and answer, I don't even know what it would be, but you gotta deliver. You know what I mean. You know my heart, right? You know what I need to believe that you're a living God. So because of that mindset, I'm going to hold off on not believing. I'm going to be patient with this one. I'm going to hold off on not believing, and I'm going to wait until you prove to me this whole dream, this whole situation. What does it mean? What is it about? Why am I dreaming about Demi? Is she the one? Is that the one you got for me? Okay, you're going to have to prove that before I believe that you are a living God. Because I can't sit here and be alone and be hurt like this, be tormented. You took away somebody that I love and who loved me. You strike that down. I don't know what I did to deserve it, but you struck it down. So I'm going to need some sort of test. I'm going to need some sort of confirmation to continue this faith I have, this belief in a God. So I make it home safely, right? And I pray. I said, all right, God, I'm home now. I made it. Because even I look back, I was like, dang, there was not one car on that road. God really was like, look, I got some. So I literally pray. I said, God, I'm going to put you to the test now. I'm putting everything to the test because I'm not going to believe you no more. I want to make sure I put 1,000% into these next actions. I'm going to put all my focus on you and what you got for me. I'm not going to do nothing else. Make sure I pray. I give you all my attention, all my devotion, all my love and respect and honor. I'm not going to mess around. And I ain't going to talk to nobody. It's just me and you, Lord. Because when I prove you wrong, I want to be able to say I'm done with it and I'm done. Like I did everything. I prayed, I fasted, I read scripture. I did everything to a point where I know there is no God. I'm making sure I cross all the T's, dot all the I's. So after that prayer, I start to go on a journey. And this journey, which what's the story about? How I met Demi. This right here. On this journey, wow. I look back and I'm like, yo. But anyway, let's not prolong it. We got how much time we got? We got a good little 5 minutes, 7 minutes. We can start. So on this journey, where do I start? Point blank period. I start having more dreams about Demi. Yeah, let's just jump right back. Let's just jump right into it. I start having more dreams of Demi, right? And these dreams, I would wake up and be like, okay, like I'm just supposed to be dreaming about her now. Like what? Like what's this about? Like, and some of these dreams I would have, well, not even some. All of the dreams I would have would be dreams that made me feel like just like energetic. There was a love to it, a positive feeling to these dreams that I'm like, what? Hold on, is this true? Like, what's going on? Like, hold on. Like, I don't. Why am I dreaming about her though? For real, for real. Like, God. Like, hold on. Let me put it to the test. We'll see. And I'd be dreaming about her. Now, this is the thing though. I wouldn't just dream about her. I would start to recall dreams I've had of her in the past. Like, this is the mind blowing thing, real quick, ladies and gentlemen. I was dreaming about Demi way when I was a kid. I'm talking about like elementary school. I was dreaming about Demi. And there was this dream that even I I told my mother about it. I remember I was little, I was in elementary school, and I had a dream about this chick. And this is how I told my mom. I said, Ma, I had a dream about this girl. I don't know who she is though. Like I don't know her face. And in the dream, like there were security people holding back a crowd. And when they were holding back a crowd, there was this girl standing in front of me and I was hugging her. And she was hugging me and she was looking at me with like so much love and I felt really good. And I was like, because my mom, would interpret dreams. She would tell me about what dreams mean and whatnot. And so, and my grandmother did it. So she would learn a little bit from my grandmother because my grandmother's a minister. She would learn a little bit of the trade through my grandmother and she'd, share with me what some of the meanings mean behind, some of the dreams. So at this point, the way how I explained it was I didn't explain it thoroughly because here it is. My mom's already thinking like, oh no, ain't no witch is gonna be coming in my son's dream. She's not showing her face. She's a witch. Oh, we're gonna pray about it. I don't want no witch attacking my son in his dream. And I'm like, Ma, it's not. The dream was not scary. It wasn't. It didn't. I wasn't feeling bad. She was like, "You're not having sex in the dream, are you?" And I'm like, no, "Dang, Mom, no, I'm not." It was like almost like a date. It was like she was just looking at me with love, and she was like, "But you didn't see her face." And I'm like, "Well, I've seen her face, but I just don't know who she is. Like, I can see, I know how her face looked like. I just don't know. I've never seen her before in real life." And so now she's like, "All right, we'll pray, though. We'll pray." That's my mom for you. But nah, so here it is. I'm recalling that dream. And then I'm like catching like my the hairs on my skin are standing up. And I'm like, no way. No. And my angel, how I like to say it, is like, yeah. And I'm like, no. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, could it be? And as soon as I said her name and thoughts of that dream, it like the dream just it's like a light shared the dream and clarified it. Like, yeah, that was her. And my mind is blown. I'm like, no, 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 no. You're telling me I've been dreaming about this girl my whole life. I didn't even know who she was in the beginning, and I've been dreaming about her. And it's like now is the time I'm supposed to know. And so here it is now. I'm starting to really feel like God is trying to tell me something or do something. I don't know what it is. Now I'm really paying attention. I'm dreaming. I'm recalling dreams that it's not just one or two or three. It's like handful of dreams. Like, oh my goodness. I remember I dreamt. Yo, stop. Please stop. She can't be it. It can't. No, she can't be the one. Me? Why me? For what reason? Like, who am I? Like, what am I going to do? Like, no. And so, mind you, though, I'm not gonna completely knock myself and be like, I ain't. It's like I'm not trying to be somebody in life. Like, no, I got my fair goals and dreams that I want to achieve. But at this point in time, where I'm at to get these dreams, it's like, is it what's going to happen? Like, what's supposed to happen? You know? And so here it is. I'm recalling these dreams, and I'm trying to like really be like, yo, oh, okay, 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 pay attention, focus. God's trying to tell you something. God's trying to show you something. God's trying to do something real quick. Let's not lose sight of this journey we're taking. We're trying to prove him wrong, and he clearly is trying to. He's itching you to do it. He like, all right, you trying to prove me right? Like, look, little boy, you show me the love, you show me the respect, the admiration, you honor me, kid. That's the only reason why I'm gonna let you test me. In fact, I want you to test me because I want to show you that I am God and that I have something for you and you deserve it because of all the loyalty you done showed me since you were a kid, everything you learned from your grandmother to where you at right now in life. I'm gonna allow you to go through this, and I can't wait to shock the. And I know I don't be cussing like that, like to say God said it, but in a way, I gotta keep it real. He's like, I'm gonna shock the shit out you, kid. I'm gonna shock the shit at you. So here it is. I'm starting to get shocked. And we're going to leave it right there. We'll continue with how I'm getting shocked. And yeah, we'll pick the story back up from all these dreams I'm recalling. So y'all stand by, stay tuned. And then we'll pick it up from me being shocked. All right. Oh, wait. Is that me? Ah, come on. Really? I'm trying to stop it, y'all. It don't want to work. Gotta reach. Come on.